Uh, Hello, ladies and germs, dudes and duets, boys and girls all over the globe. Welcome to another lovely episode of the Cheap Seat Podcast, episode 7.5. We are in the building tonight. I am your host, Icy, Isaiah, wherever you want me to call. With my two good friends, Chan and Mac, is in the building tonight. What's up, fellas?
How you doing, man?
Yo, what's up?
Oh man, it's Monday night. It is 6 o'clock. It's just hit 6 o'clock, and we are an hour and 30 minutes from the final game of this crazy college football season. Michigan versus Washington. Number one versus number two. Penix versus JJ.
Didn't
Oh,
think
we here, man.
I didn't think
We
that'd be it.
made it.
I didn't think that'd be it. I'll be honest. McCarthy and Penix. I didn't think that'd be the chip. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I think I guessed it right on the last real episode we had. I said it was going to be
Yeah,
Yeah,
Washington.
Washington, Michigan.
yeah.
Crazy.
And I got it completely wrong.
I was only ever gonna get half of it right.
I got it completely wrong. I think I said,
You said
um,
Bama, Texas, I bet.
oh no, yeah, but like whenever I was saying that, I said Texas was gonna, nobody could guard Texas, and then I said Bama was gonna most likely bully Michigan's line, and both of those things did not happen. Did not happen. Washington covered Texas, and Michigan beat up on Alabama's line.
Yeah, this is on you.
Yeah, look, if you want to blame anybody, blame me for wearing a Jake Fromm jersey. You know what I mean? Like, I blame him. So that's what I did. But well, no, Mac, how you feeling though? How are you after you've got a couple days to decompress? So how are you feeling right
To marinate in the hell.
now?
Hey man, it's tough out here, man. Three years without a natty, man. Oh man, it's tough, tough. You know, only the strongest soldiers survive.
Yeah, I mean, you
Uh,
can wipe your tears with your seven.
well, it might have been seven if it wasn't for
Hey,
Seth
sellouts in here.
McLaughlin, but
What's up, sellout? Sellout said Michigan by 6.
Michigan by six.
I like it. I like the confidence.
It's always good to be confident.
I mean, if you don't have
I
confidence, what are you
mean,
doing? You know,
yeah, that's true. Why do we play?
that's what I'm saying.
But but yeah, but oh man, I'm gonna be so mad and get into a JC Yankees rant. But but no, man, I think if the roles were reversed and I was a Michigan fan, I'd probably be pretty pissed off. But I don't know, man. I can't. You can't
Did
have
you
it
know
all.
that only
You know you. I mean, we got. I think I'd be more pissed off if like Milrow was gonna go to the draft and we
Mm,
didn't have another top three recruiting class coming in,
yeah,
and Nick Saban was rumored to be going to the NFL.
I
So
think he's rumored to be going to that lake house. That's what I heard. It's just me.
just for the summer, just for the summer. He's got
Sellouts. What
got
is it?
another 9 years left.
Oh no, God, please no. I can't do it. I can't last another 9 years, man. Sellout said, Washington gets a last minute opportunity, but Michigan defense stops them. See, that'd be my goal. That'd be what I want for the game. I'd love that. That's what I need.
Yeah,
Just
I
a
think we
really.
all need.
Mm-hmm. I didn't mean to
I
cut you
want
off.
to see.
Amen.
I don't really have a dog in the fight, but I just want to like, as crazy as this season been, I just want to end something like with some type of fireworks. So like, let's go to OT, like a two overtime game type stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
make it a nice long game. Let us serenade in it. And then we, have the vibes, have the good vibes going around, shit like that. Eat good, watch good,
Mm-hmm.
laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Eat some
this
wings. That's what I'm doing.
this game this game comes down to JJ McCarthy in that offense because as far as I know, Washington center can snap the ball correctly, like more than what 50% of the time. So I think their offense can be able to get in rhythm, and they're going to score points. I mean, they probably the best receiving core in the nation.
Mm-hmm. All right,
So
so
plus
go
their
for it.
offensive line is it just all comes down to JJ. If Michigan's going to put up some points, then they got a chance to win. But if he's going to do what he did on the first play, except the foot is inbound, then it completely changes everything.
That's facts. That is facts.
That's the X factor.
So y'all want to get into it?
Sure.
We dropping our game predictions.
Sure.
All right. So, Mr. Host, we'll start with
Mac.
you first.
Oh, okay.
I'll go ahead and
Shit.
ask you. Who you got? Who you feeling tonight? Big game. We got big game JJ, or do we got Michael Penix just killing it like normal? Feeling like he got snubbed from the Heisman.
I think it's going to start off kind of slow. I think Michigan's game plan coming in is they're going to want to control the clock because I don't think Washington's D line is really like all worldly. So that might be like the battle right there for more than half the game. And that's going to be interesting. It's going to be a key factor in my mind. Like, how will their D line go against really D line and O line go against Michigan's O line and D line? That's the game right there. And Michigan, they're going to run the ball. They're going to try to control the clock. But JJ is going to have some. JJ and Harbaugh are going to have some tricks up their sleeve in the passing game. But I think I'm gonna go. Man, I want to say Michigan, and my heart and stomach saying Michigan, but
what's your head saying?
I think, yeah, I think Michigan going to get it done tonight. It's like for a person like me, it's like you got two different storylines, and it's all poetic in my mind. You got Harbaugh, he had the allegations, and people in the NCAA trying to give him sanctions and shit like that, and he could walk away, go to the NFL on this last high note. Then you got Washington in the last year, the Pac-12. Like they can be the team that really do it. And it'll be like a special moment, like a special goodbye to the Pac-12 because it is like they say like Pac-12 is like the home of the champions, right? Or something like that.
I think that
So
was
it'll
the
be
same.
like, yeah. So you go out as a champion in the Pac-12 and then disperse. It's like, hey, remember the Pac-12? Like, yeah, they dispersed, but they won. They was on top.
Well, yeah,
So
they or not they, but it would be like a storybook ending almost.
yeah,
And you know how much the NCAA loves their storybook endings. I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the NCAA, they probably look at Harbaugh as the devil and Washington as like the angel right now, and they're praying that Washington wins tonight. But I'm gonna go with Michigan, but don't be surprised if Washington like really cuts it close because I feel like they can score in like 5 plays and less type shit.
mm-hmm.
And I don't think what Ohio State receiving core wasn't really this elite this year, but they're not like Michigan hasn't gone against a high powered offense like this. So it's gonna be a game of chess for sure.
I agree. So, Mac, after this long week, do you have Michigan coming out on top, or do you have Michael Penix? I was trying to rap something, but I couldn't think of anything. I couldn't think of anything to rhyme.
Yeah, it's the Jake Fromm jersey.
It
It's
is.
not.
I'm crumbling in the clutch.
But no, honestly though, Washington's got the opportunity to do the funniest thing because if you think about it, to close out the 4-team playoff era, what the Pac-12 in its final days has a chance, or final day has a chance to tie the quote unquote second best conference in college football in national championships.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Yeah, because Ohio State was the only team in the Big Ten to win a natty in the 4-team era.
Mm-hmm. Dang.
Also, another fun fact: a 1 seed has never beat a 2 seed in the championship game.
Yeah,
Never
that is
happened
true.
before.
Yeah,
I know it was before Georgia won in like 21 or something. A 3 seed had just never won in general.
Yeah, that's true.
But
going back to the task at hand. Give me. I think it's going to be a pretty high scoring game, as I think these games usually are, minus the Rose Bowl. But give me Washington 35, Michigan 28. I think that this is going to be a battle of the best offense versus best defense in the country. I think Penix is going to have his Joe Burrow moment where his receivers are just too good and he's too good to the point where, I mean, people kind of forget how good that Clemson team was that they played against in 2020. But no, I think with the way that in certain stretches an inconsistent Alabama team was able to kind of move at will on them at points in the second half, I think Washington can expose that even more, just because I don't know. I'm just of the belief that great offense usually beats great defense, and JJ McCarthy finally found a quarterback performance in the semis that happened to be worse than his, and I don't think. And that's not all on Jalen Milroe, and that's all I'm going to say on Alabama for the rest of the podcast. But I think Penix is just better. The weapons are better. As good as Michigan's defense is, I think Washington and how do you pronounce his name? DeBoer or Dubois?
I think it's DeBoer or DeBoer. I don't know. I probably butchers it too.
Yeah. DeBoer is, I mean, that guy is quickly rising up the ranks as like a top 5 head coach in college football. I think he's going to have a few tricks up his sleeve that actually work. You know, a lot of fumbling around with trick plays.
Oh yeah.
But I just think that Washington's defense is going to be just good enough for them to win. That's kind of how it's been all season, and I don't really see much of a scenario where JJ McCarthy and that offense just totally takes over. I don't think that they have the capability. I think you can only scheme up so much when the other team is just moving up and down the field.
So for me, I think that this will not be as high of a scoring game as the Sugar Bowl, because I believe that Michigan's defense is a lot better than Texas when it comes to passing defense. Because I don't know the correct number, but I do believe Texas was ranked around 97th in pass defense this year, which is pretty bad.
Something like that.
Pretty bad. So Washington was able to pretty much expose that, right? I believe Michigan is a lot better on the back end, and I think they'll have a tougher time moving the ball down the field like they did against Texas, because I mean they were moving it with ease. I mean Michael Penix was just dropping absolute dime after dime, and if he continues to do that, like you said, great offense beats great defense 10 out of 10 times. But great defense can slow down that great offense. And if Michigan can get that ball running, if they can really dig their heels and get the ball going on the ground, they're a tough team to stop, as we saw with Alabama, who has one of the better lines, the defensive lines. As much as I've dumped on JJ for these past, I'll just say 2 years, he impressed me against Alabama. I know that first pass was terrible, but he locked in and he won the game. And that's all you can really ask from your quarterback, is to just win the game. And what did he do? He made the plays to win the game. But if Michigan is going to win this game, it's going to come down to, can you cover Odunze? Can you cover Polk? Not every play, but just most of the plays. Not most, but at least just in those clutch moments. When Michael's throwing that deep ball, can you knock it down? Or can you make a play and get a pick? And I think that they have the players that can do that, like Will Johnson, who is a stud. I think he can. There's another guy, I couldn't tell you his name, but they have two incredible DBs. And I think I don't want to go against Washington because for Twitter talking purposes, I need Washington to win, and that would be my dogs three-peating. But I think Michigan wins tonight, and I think they cover. It's 5.5. I think they cover that. And I also think that Harbaugh will be coaching his last game at Michigan. So I think that we're talking about storybook endings. I think Michigan will have their own, in a sense of getting revenge on the NCAA and all that. So Michigan by 5.5. Really 6.
Okay. I didn't give my score position. Then I didn't give my score prediction. But I'm gonna say Michigan is going to be 38 too high. I say 35-33.
So wait, hold up. I do want to shout out one player on Washington's defense who I think is a first round talent, because the guy's got an absolute motor, and I think he's going to make a very crucial in this play. Watch out for Braylon Trice. This guy, if you notice him on their defense, he is always around the ball, and those are the types of guys that you need to make championship plays.
I agree. So
you heard it here.
So, do you want to do the reel out thing with the game?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
We can just do it on my phone real quick. I can just say the questions and we can say what we think.
Okay.
All right. So first one, pick the winner. We've already done that. I have Michigan. IC has Michigan, and Mac, you have Washington.
Washington.
All right. First point scored. Who we got?
I think Michigan strikes first.
Yeah, Michigan will score first.
All right. Total points 55.5. What are we going? Under or over?
Over.
All right. I said under. Player to get 4+ receptions.
Oh, my man Romeo.
Yeah, Romeo.
I put Rome in so fast. It's not even funny.
Or I think Polk is going to have 4 receptions.
I could see it because they would probably put Will Johnson on Odunze, and if he plays defense like how I know he can, or how he has really, then yeah, I could see that.
And quick, if Washington wins, I'm buying me an Odunze. How you pronounce his name?
Odunze.
I'm definitely giving me an Odunze jersey, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Have to.
Oh yeah, well I'll get me a Penix jersey, especially if he ends up in Atlanta. Man, go ahead and get me one. Ship me one right now.
Rome is definitely coming to Carolina, FYI, for all the listeners out.
He's got insider info. He talked to Tepper. Okay. Player to get 50 plus total yards. That's rushing plus receiving. I'm going.
I mean, that's easily Blake Corum.
That's exactly
Yeah,
who I just
Blake.
put. Yep. All right, and then player to score a touchdown in this game. So anytime touchdown. Who we got?
Blake.
I mean, he's gonna have a lot of touchdowns. Michael Penix.
Yeah. Well, it may have to be like a, not like a
skill position.
Yeah, he might have to have a rushing, or he may have to have a rushing. I'm thinking Corum. Yeah, I agree. Sellout. I'm thinking Corum for that one too. I think he has at least 50 yards this game and a touchdown, probably easily. Because I mean that offense runs through him, almost.
Yeah.
Especially when they get going, it's The only thing is though, is people want to say that, or not people, but like I think you said it. I think you said how Michigan can, run the clock down if they, really wanted to. Like if they get possessions like that. You said that. Was that you or was that Mac?
I said that. Yeah.
Okay. The weird thing is, so Washington is a passing offense, and they can score quick, but they also go slow. Like if you watch, they will use that whole clock and run it down like a running offense, but they pass, right? Like if you pay attention in the game, it'll be like they'll have the ball for a long, especially against Texas, they had 10 more minutes of possession time than Texas did.
Yeah.
I think that was after the third. I could be wrong, but still, it's
incredible. Oh yeah. It was crazy. Oh yeah, no. Also, kind of an underrated anytime touchdown. Who people kind of forget, although he kind of hard to forget because he'll be an NFL wide receiver. Jalen McMillan.
True.
Sellout said a sleeper is Samaj Morgan. He said he's the guy that dropped the first punt in special teams. He's a freshman, but trust him, he's a stud.
That's right.
Yeah, how you feeling about your special teams, Sellout? You think y'all can catch a punt this game, or? I mean, God, dude, if I'm Harbaugh and we weren't catching punts in practice this week, we were still struggling, I'm literally telling whoever's my punt returner to stand back there, and then as soon as the punt is kicked, run straight, and nobody else go block for him. Just get away from the ball.
And another thing, Chan, that you brought up, all my Madden players out there, that when we go against that one person out of all 1,000 people, bro, and have to play against a person who just runs the ball all day, bro, they can be methodical with their offense, bro, and it'd be real annoying. But as soon as you call an all-out blitz, they can go over the top. While 2 years ago, Michigan against Ohio State, they went over the top twice on that defense where they just ran the ball, just kept running the ball. And as soon as JJ threw a couple bad balls, don't get twisted, but they were good enough to where the receiver can just obviously make a play on the ball and take it for 6.
Mm-hmm.
So you might see that because Michigan can real live, they done it this season. I think 3 or 4 weeks ago, they ran the ball 90 times, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They can do that. They have the power to do that if they really wanted to.
Dude, whenever you think about it though, if you think about that game, that Rose Bowl, I would love to know what happens if the Bama defender tips that ball enough to where it goes too short. I'm not talking about just if you bats it down.
I know what play you're talking about.
Oh yeah. Kept
So,
the spiral. I'd love to know what happens.
So the trajectory they said was Caleb Downs was going to pick it off if he didn't tip it, because it was perfect when he tipped it, so it was going to go too high if it went on its original trajectory, which is actually quite unfortunate.
So if he doesn't tip it, it's a pick, and if he tips it, it's just what down was it? Was it second down or first down?
I think it was second down.
So you'd have third down. What was it? Third down 10 or third down in? I can't remember. But
yeah, that's why he was so open, because with fits trajectory. Malachi Moore was like expecting to go up and get the ball, and it just completely changed.
I would love to. It's like that's what we were talking about. That like one day in the future there'll be like AI where you can have like multiple scenarios of a certain play and see what happens, or just something like that. Like it uses odds or something. I don't know. I'm a patent that and make it one day.
Yeah, hey, that sounds pretty. Or you could just be Doctor Strange. That works too.
I mean, yeah, that's facts. Sellout said against Penn State, yeah, they had 8. Yeah, they completed 6 of 8 passes against Penn State and ran the ball like 30. I think it was 32 straight times against Penn State in the second half.
Yeah.
The game. No, they won't
Mac
be able to do
Jones
that here,
passing numbers. That was like Mac Jones on Monday night in the blizzard in Buffalo.
Yeah, looking like Ritter out there. I'm so happy, dude. I'm. You don't understand how happy I am that we got rid of Arthur Smith, but that's a whole nother sport. That's a whole nother league. I'll save that for the next pod.
Oh, we can talk about it a little bit.
Oh wait, that's right, because that's right. I was told to mention this. For anybody that doesn't know, the Washington Commanders, an NFL franchise, hired the former Warriors GM to be their GM.
The Bob dude, or no? He was the president.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. They hired that dude? No way.
Wait, Bob Myers?
They hired Bob Myers? No way.
They hired Bob. Hold on, bro. Hold.
Ain't
they
no
hired
way.
Bob Myers.
Wait, is that?
Now look, this isn't the first time Washington has done this though. If y'all remember, no, it wasn't Washington. It was the Cleveland Browns. They did this with a black guy. They had hired a GM who came and I forgot what team he was in the NBA, but he had they'd done it before. So it's not totally crazy, but I mean, if you think about it, Bob Myers helped build a culture in Golden State. So maybe he helps that with the Redskins, bro.
I mean, he's a smart guy, but like the building an NBA roster versus building an NFL roster is like two different things.
Well, you know who's on the Commanders, right? That hired him. Magic Johnson.
Yeah, Magic. Yeah. There you go.
I didn't know that, but that was in the top headline.
Sorry, Bob Myers is going to get like 12 good players and be like, there you go, I fielded a team.
Jackson said, God, I can't speak. He said, I like that GM move. He built an entire dynasty, and you still got to run it like a business. That is true.
Plus, we got to understand, Josh Harris, he has background in the NBA, too. He's the owner for the 76ers. And
also owns the Devils.
Also, yeah, the Devils. Don't he own the Pirates? Or I don't know.
No.
Baseball team. Oh, it's just those two franchises. The Devils.
Yeah, it's just those two franchises.
Okay. But I mean, he probably heard good things about Bob. So I don't know. We're gonna see how it works.
Yeah, this confirms my theory that Jaden Daniels might go number 2 overall.
You think so?
Don't you say that.
I don't know.
Don't you say that. Don't you say that.
Because if you think about it, honestly, they're pretty late to the party as far as scouting. As far as the GM is concerned. Yes. And usually casual GMs just like to look at highlights, and Jaden Daniels has the prettiest highlights. And he's the current Heisman winner. He's about to kill it at the combine. He'll probably have a really good workout, and then it'll be like, you remember like 3 years ago when the consensus quarterbacks were Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, and Justin Fields fell for like no reason, and Zach Wilson was like the second pick. I feel like that's going to happen. I feel like Caleb's obviously going to be the first quarterback taken, and then Jaden Daniels is just going to rise, and then Drake May is going to fall.
That's my thing with the draft. We was talking about it last night. I don't see if Chicago really wanted to play this the right way. I feel like you take Marv number 1, and then you trade back that second pick, or you just keep that second pick and you try to get a O tackle. To be honest,
Yeah.
or trade for more picks. There's a lot of ways you can like a lot of ways Chicago can really do this, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody knows what they can do.
I'm
Like,
I'm gonna
everybody
be
says
honest. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no. I'm not saying like when people tell me it's like, oh, just give up on Fields and just get Caleb. I'm saying like, yeah, they're not wrong. I'm not saying I'm like I tell people like you're not wrong for saying that. I'm just saying you gotta look at all the information that you get about Chicago. Chicago is one of the franchises that has never had a quarterback come over there and be like truly elite. And the last person was like what Cutler, and like Cutler, he would like Cutler had arm strength and like he had a gunslinger arm type shit, but he wasn't a leader in the locker room shit. Like he didn't have franchise quarterback material. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That place over there is just like it was like kind of like the Browns almost, bro. Like they just can never get the quarterback position right. So if you go in there and you get Caleb, it's like, all right, well, what about Caleb? He done all this stuff in college, and he come over here to Chicago. What happens if it's still a shit show? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Like,
they ended their season pretty well. They finished let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They won 5 of their last 8, and every game they lost was a 1 possession game, and they were all the playoff
yeah,
teams, every single one of
and that shows you improvement.
them.
Like that's improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So now like coming into this season, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Fields going to be MVP." Like yo, Fields ain't going to be MVP, but I do believe he can show improvement, and I have seen that from Fields. I think I'm not going to say light years better than he was last year, but he has definitely improved, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what you want from a quarterback, bro. Especially a quarterback that doesn't have that much O line help coaching. I mean, he's been what? This is like his third or fourth coaching staff that he has to work with,
Mm-hmm.
and they just got him DJ Moore, and Mooney is a good receiver, but he's not. He wasn't wide receiver one potential, and he might be two or three maybe. But if they get Marv, like that's a great wide receiver core. You got DJ, who's a proven one. Marv, who's already with people saying in the league, players are saying that he's a top 20 receiver, which is crazy. And then you got Mooney who can take the cap off the defense.
Yep.
Just get some O line help and then let things grow.
Mm-hmm. Because his running ability automatically, I mean, improves him as a quarterback. I mean, it's just something that's nice to have. When everything fails, you can still scramble. It's That's why it's so hard now
Yeah.
for defenses.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air on Fields. I don't know how to feel. However, I don't think Washington needs to take a quarterback
Oh, Mac,
because
you're
I like the way you think.
oh yo.
they don't need to. Like Sam Howell is actually like pretty good. Like when he has more than a split second in the pocket, I got to watch him live in person, and he was throwing some absolute darts downfield. I mean, the kid can play. He was
We
leading the
love our
league
house.
Great
in
location.
yards, and he was like top 5 in touchdown passes for like midway through the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Like he's actually like he has talent. Like he's actually like a
Mm-hmm.
pretty good quarterback. Plus, this was basically like his rookie year because he only played what 2 games last year.
Yeah.
They gotta. I'd much rather than invest in like offensive line so that way like you can explore like if he's really like the guy. I mean, I think he can be. He's got more talent than a lot of quarterbacks in better situations.
So what you're saying is they're going to trade back with the Falcons, and then we're going to take Caleb Williams. I see. I like the way you think. See, we're on the same page here. We're on the same page.
No,
We're on the same page.
no.
I like it.
No, you're gonna trade your first for old Billy Boy.
Ah, don't say that. Come on now.
Old Bi- get
Come on now.
hey, listen, get the goat, get the goat.
No. We'll get Mike McDonald. How about that? But
Mike McDonald.
yes. Sorry, I was about to stutter. I
Oh
had to
man.
think about what I was
So
saying.
damn. So so is Washington just not gonna interview Eric Bieniemy?
I guess not.
Is that?
I mean, we
I
don't
thought
know.
that
I mean, this is day one after the season, so
that's
it's
true, but I feel like
sheesh.
if they were gonna consider him, I feel like his name would have popped up like to begin with.
Hmm.
I thought that was the whole. I thought that was the whole purpose of him going to Washington was to potentially get a be in line for a head coaching job.
Oh, hey, there's more stats for
Gonna
that. For the championship game. Oh, sellout said. He said Sam Howell is elite. He said take Zach Zinter. Not a bad pick. And then he said Mike is coming to the Panthers with Sharon Moore and Harbaugh. I told you months ago. I see Harbaugh to the Panthers, man.
Look, here's the thing about that though. You got a couple teams where coaches looking at and be like, if I'm Ben Johnson, I'm looking at the Redskins. Well, I call people around here still say the Redskins. I still say the Redskins. But if you look at the Commanders, you have a new owners who's probably going to give you the world and money, just going to be signing checks for you to get anybody you want. You have the second pick in the draft, your offensive mind, and if you take that job, why not take Caleb Williams? You just get in with the new, out with the old type shit. Then you got the Chargers. It'd be like, they're already built, but they just need coaching. They need coaches over there to get shit straight. And then you look at even with even if Bill leaves the Patriots, like you have that question to be like, damn, I have to fill Bill's shoes over here. And it's like, bro, well, Bill has a good defense. Don't get it twisted. That defense is pretty solid, bro. You just got to work on
top
the
10
offense.
defense.
Yeah. You just got to work on the offense over there. And then you got Carolina. What in the world? You don't know what's going to be in Carolina, and you're going to have the 33rd pick in this year's draft. You don't know if Burns is going to be there. You don't know if Frankie's going to be there. You're going to have Derek Brown, who should have been a Pro Bowler, by the way, but that's a different discussion.
Oh
And
no.
then you got a load of free agents. I mean, Adam Thielen basically said he wanted to ring chase. And I don't know why he thought Carolina was a great place to come and ring chase because I just don't know.
Hey, national champion Bryce Young.
Hey,
Yeah.
speaking of the Natty, there's a roof leakage at NRG Stadium.
Yeah, I had posted in the group chat there was water just dripping straight down.
Yep.
That's crazy. They just built
But
that stadium too.
yeah, but if I think that would be Harbaugh can handle bad owners because he did that with the 49ers. They literally butt heads all the time. There was reports about it. But if I'm Harbaugh, bro, just take the easy job. Get Herbo, 6'6", human highlight.
Mm-hmm.
You got a defense, and he can probably shape his defense that he got from Michigan into in the Chargers because they got hybrid players over there. We being kind of honest, but yeah, bro, I would take that job. If I'm Ben Johnson, I mean, hey, you want the money, come to Carolina, but you just got a whole shitload of problems that's got to be fixed in a couple years, even like win games. Plus, we don't have a culture.
Mm-hmm.
Our only culture was when Cam was here, and the thing was like the city was racist towards Cam year one in the first couple years, but then like towards 2015 ish, those years like everybody loved it. The league loved it. It was good for the league. So you got to bring that back to Carolina. That's the thing.
I agree. There's there's a lot of NFL teams right now that need head coaches, but their team already has a pretty good defense. Like if you list the teams: Chargers, Patriots, Panthers, Falcons,
Raiders.
Raiders. That's 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey,
Falcons
Harbaugh
need a
might go to
quarterback.
Vegas.
Falcons literally need a head coach and a quarterback and a new offensive coordinator. Okay, so we need 3 things, but that's all we need.
Shoot, but if you get an offensive head coach, he's basically your offensive coordinator too, which is why it's better to now in the NFL to get an offensive minded head coach, so that way you don't have to worry about somebody poaching away your OC because they literally can't poach away your head coach unless you trade them.
Yeah, facts.
This would be my argument for any team to get to try their hardest and throw the bag at Ben Johnson. Besides being one of those young, innovative minds, Ben Johnson has seen what it's like to build up a culture from the ground up, like what's going on in Detroit right now. Like basically, literally starting from nothing and building something, and that's one reason why it's one of the biggest reasons why I'd love to have him in New England, because I mean all the guys pretty much worked with is house money in Detroit, especially with who his quarterback is. If we're being honest with ourselves, everyone has called and still calls Jared Goff a liability. So the fact that he's been able to kind of help revitalize his career and make Detroit one of the highest scoring offenses in the league is pretty remarkable.
I agree.
Also, an underrated candidate that is not getting talked enough about is Slowick, the offensive coordinator for the Houston Texans.
Facts.
I know it's just his rookie year. I think he could get a head coaching job immediately because he was a part of that legendary 2013 coaching assistant class that was in Washington that featured him, McVay, Mike McDaniel, Kyle Shanahan, and then Matt LaFleur.
Well, if we're talking about innovative OCs that could maybe one day be a head coach, Todd Monken is that guy. Let me tell you. I would love for anything to have Todd Monken come to Atlanta. Maybe not to be our head coach. I don't know how he would be as a head coach, but just as an offensive mind, he's incredible. He is absolutely incredible. I mean, that's what he's doing with the Ravens right now. He's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mac, JC asked if you'd went on your Bama rant yet.
Yeah, I did. It was very small, and it more involved the center being like the worst center I've ever seen. Like my 9th grade center could have played a better game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that guy's doing, but
probably getting snaps ready for Bama next season. They probably gave him a call.
Yeah, I don't know. That was crazy though. I actually still can't believe that. So I told Sellout this in one of the group chats at halftime. Jim Harbaugh, as much as I hate to say it, Jim Harbaugh out coached Nick Saban badly in the first half of that game. The way that they were scheming guys up on offense was incredible. The way that they were just basically through picks, just paving ways for guys to just be absolutely wide open, just confusing everybody. But it evened out in the second half though. But no, I was not confident that they were going to score in overtime because my friends were placing live bets. They were like, all right, cool. Michigan's got to score here, then Alabama's got to score, then Michigan doesn't score, and then Alabama scores. And I was like, dude, I don't know if we're going to be able to score on our first possession in overtime. Because as good as our defense was, it almost felt like in the SEC championship game, except we weren't up 10 when Georgia basically moved the ball at will, those final 2 possessions where they just scored touchdowns. Like once Michigan converted on that 4th and 2, they were going to score a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of how it played out. And then for them to just like not respond after that on offense, that was I mean that was pretty much the dagger right there. And also the fact that the new Michigan punt return guy didn't fumble it and barely didn't fumble it in the end zone for a safety.
Dude, if that's how y'all would have won that game, you don't understand how much that would have pissed me off. I would have been so mad. Like for y'all to win 2 games like that, off of 4th and 31, and then off of a or a fumbled punt return.
Hey,
I don't
that
think
would
I'd
have
have
been
watched.
legendary.
I wouldn't have even watched the championship game. I'd have been so mad.
Listen, and hey, listen, you know me. I'd have been the first one to say, hey, listen, man, we didn't deserve to win that game. It's man, I just the only reason why I'd be mad is the program we lost to.
Yeah.
The way that we've been making fun of the Big Ten, and for Alabama to play like September Alabama in the first half was pretty depressing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of how they've been most of the year. They are who we thought they were.
Yeah. See, I told y'all, bro. I was like, yo, don't sleep on Michigan's O lines and D line, bro. Don't do it, bro.
No, I mean, well, yeah, oh, for sure. They're way better than I initially thought that they were. But it's like, I mean, I can't even be mad at Tommy Reese or any of the offensive coaches, because like when you can't do something as simple as snap the ball correctly, like your offense is just not going to function. Like Jalen Milroe needed to be prime Odell with some of those snaps, catching them one-handed. I mean, and people were like, "Oh, Jalen Milroe can't see the field," and it's like, how do you expect him to see the field when he's worried about like where the snap is going?
When he's fielding ground balls, yeah,
Yeah, when he's literally fielding ground balls, or or when they're like wide right and he's got to reach back and catch it.
But of course, whenever you play Georgia, you're on everything's on point. It's like you're playing in your Super Bowl. You're the 07 Patriots, of course. Though, of course, of course. We can't have that luck. No, I guess you guys.
No. That's all. No, that's reserved for SEC championship games only.
I mean, playing in that, it's literally just that stadium. That's what it is. It is that stadium.
Yeah, that's Tuscaloosa East right there.
For real. It's like Athens North is Philadelphia and Kentucky, whatever Kentucky Stadium's called. But y'all have Tuscaloosa East. Sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, Chicago left his prediction. He said Michigan 31, Washington 27. I don't think I ever gave a actual score. I'll go 27 Michigan, 20 Washington.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. He's got Michigan scoring 31.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty wild. I don't know, because that's the same amount of points Texas scored. I think Texas has a much better offensive personnel from
I think they
from
do
like a quarterback and from yeah.
Well,
but
no, every time now I didn't mean to cut you off, but now I don't know how wide the gap would be between Ewers and McCarthy just for like these past 2 weeks. I don't know.
That's true. Quinn was kind of bad for like the first. Well, actually, no. For the third quarter, he was really bad. First half, he was fine. Fourth quarter, he was good. But I don't know. I don't know what happened. That game was drunk.
Tell me about it.
Washington took over, and then they refused to put the game away.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they would have if that dude wouldn't have got hurt. I mean, Texas would have had like 15 seconds to march down the field instead of 45.
That's true. But no, but is that the I'm trying to think, was this semifinal better than last year's? Because I think before this year, last year's semifinals were the most interesting out of like both games combined.
I mean, both games came down to the last play. So
Yeah. I think this year's a little bit more exciting.
I mean, I may be
Because
biased, but
Yeah, I think there was drama coming in. Obviously, the UM game, and we saw, somebody's father did something, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Uh,
wait, what was that?
Chan, Chan, please tell me
uh,
you remember, bro.
yeah, last year.
Remember last year, bro?
What
They
happened?
Yeah,
showed somebody's girlfriend
Oh,
father.
oh,
JJ.
oh, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
I thought you meant this year. I was like, what happened this year?
No, no.
nah.
I forgot that happened. That's crazy.
I guess they told that man to be on his P's and Q's this time.
They put him in a separate
That
suite.
was crazy.
Although he's got about less than an hour, he could do something really fun.
True.
Yeah.
JC said Washington 31, Michigan 28. I can see all these score predictions. I can see
That's
it.
a respectable score.
I can see all of them happening.
I don't know. It's hard for me to envision, like, obviously I can see Washington scoring 30 plus. It's hard for me to see like Michigan scoring 30 plus.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, if they start breaking out those trick plays, because I think Washington's defense is good. I just Alabama's DBs are so good. I don't. Not that they. I mean, they played well against Texas. It's just can they repeat it? And not that Michigan has these absolute stud wide receivers like in Ohio State or something, but they got some guys. They got some dudes.
They do. However, I will say that every time I have noticed this trend, every time people have counted out Washington's defense, they always step up.
That is true.
Like, I learned my lesson in the Pac-12 title game. I thought Oregon was about to boat race that defense. They definitely did not.
Same here. I will say though, I think Washington's offensive line will have a better showing tonight than what Alabama did. I mean, Bama gave up 7 sacks, but I just think that taking out the sacks, like actually moving the ball, I think Washington will give Penix more time in the pocket versus what Bama gave Milrow. Which at the same time, Milrow was also, being a second baseman, fielding ground
Thing
Yeah.
balls.
about
But
Washington had, oh no, Penix has only been sacked. What? I think they said 11 times this whole season.
it might be less than that.
It might be
It
less
might
than
be.
that. I think it was 11 or 7. It was 11 or 7. Forgot. But it's either those two though. And then Milrow got sacked how many times in the first half last game?
7.
Five times.
Oh,
5.
first half 5.
That's crazy, bro. That's why I said, like, I think that's the game right there in the trenches, bro.
Mm-hmm. It always is.
Also, I will say though, sacks are more of a they can be more of a quarterback stat, and I also think that, well, I mean, Michael Penix is closing up in age on there with 30-year-old Bo Nix, so
Mm.
I think he's just more experienced. I think his pocket presence is really good, and I think he'll be able to maneuver the pocket way better than Milrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of
Yeah.
the progressions that, or one, I guess one of the main progressions that Carson Beck had was getting the ball out, because early on he was holding the ball too long, and those sacks that he did take early in the season, they weren't really on the O line; they were more on him because he just wasn't throwing the ball. So whenever you say it's a quarterback stat, or it can be a quarterback stat, I do agree. It's like in Bryce Young's case, it's not exactly a quarterback stat, but in
Yeah.
Carson Beck's case, it was.
Or 50-50 of Milrow sacks. Some of them are him holding onto the ball for forever,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other one is just somebody getting blown up immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like that last play, dude. That last play, whoever, I don't know who it was, but whoever that Michigan, it was either the edge, or I don't know who it was, but whenever he blew up that O line, because if he doesn't do that, Milrow just bounces off the offensive line and goes to the left and scores. Because
Yeah.
the tackle that was pulling is gonna pancake that dude. I can't remember what happened, but I mean he would have blocked him for at least long enough for Milrow to get through. And then you're asking Jalen Milrow to break an arm tackle. Yeah, he can. Yeah, he'll be all right.
I think funny enough, I think the player that got blown up was Latham, who's our best offensive lineman,
Oh,
and who's
JC
probably
Latham.
JC. Yeah, and yeah, he's gonna be probably a high second round pick,
I think people have him going
first round.
Like I've seen a lot of mocks with like top 15, which I mean again, but it's Twitter mocks, but
Yeah,
still.
I think this is the game where Penix goes from a late first round pick to a top 10 pick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't sleep on Dylan Johnson. Dylan Johnson might score tonight.
Who was that again?
Oh, is that Washington's running back?
Yeah, he's Washington's running
back. Oh,
back.
yeah. Dude, the play that Washington does where it's the I guess RPO, but where they fake the handoff and Michael Penix is like already dead looking at his receiver like on behind the line of scrimmage and throws it to him and they get 7 yards every time. That's so elite. Like because he's a lefty, he just takes it, fakes the zone, and then just throws it right to his receiver. It's incredible. It's so effective too.
True.
Well, I guess in the closing 5 minutes before 7 o'clock, do y'all have anything else that y'all want to say about the game? What you think may happen or anything?
Harbaugh might have a lot of trickery up his sleeve. I won't be surprised if he might pull a Sean Payton and kick an offside, maybe open up the game if they don't get it or something like that. Washington. I'm just going. I really like the Washington receivers, bro. There's going to be some big time catches, and Penix is going to throw the ball in places where they're only like his receiver can only catch the ball. So,
you know what may be the difference? His legs.
What?
Because he was running a little bit versus Texas, and I didn't realize he could run that well. If that pocket does break down from that defensive line, and he starts running. And you know how much attention the DBs and maybe even the linebackers are going to have on those stud receivers. If he's able to get through and break a couple off for like 20, 30, maybe 2 for 30 yards or something like that, or 20 yards just because the field's so wide open, look out. That's all I'm saying. That could be like the game changer of this. Like maybe Michigan's defensive line does get home, but if Penix starts running, I can see it.
Excuse me.
Bush.
His legs scare me.
Mm-hmm.
His legs scare me after 2 surgeries.
That is true.
That
is true.
People forget that he's had 4 season-ending surgeries in his 5 years in college football.
Mm-hmm.
But what was I going to say? I think this is Harbaugh might go. Harbaugh might go out sad, but not like getting destroyed, but like I don't know, some heartbreaking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just ready to go to the NFL. Darn it, I had something and I forgot it. If it's important, it'll come back to me. JJ McCarthy, what do you got?
Big game, JJ.
Yeah.
Meditating on the field.
It's only cool when he does it. It's not cool when Pete Alonso does it.
That's true, because Pete Alonso's fat. Wait, no,
that would be used as a meme if he fuck up tonight, man.
Oh, wasn't it last year? Didn't people use it against him last year?
Nah, the meme last year was him standing in the middle of the field. He pulled a Stephon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they put the picture of his father touching his girlfriend's ass on the jumbotron, and he was just in the middle of the field watching it, bro. Shit is crazy, bro.
Oh man. Oh, Seth MacLaughlin ruined what could have been one of the funniest things in Twitter history.
Facts.
That was just taken from us. Well, for me more specifically, cruel.
All right, well, you want to wrap it up here? We got 30 minutes till the
Yeah,
game starts.
very much. Shit. Y'all want to wrap it up? Cause my food is here. I gotta go downstairs and get it.
Yeah, we can go ahead and wrap it up.
All right. Yeah, that's fine.
Fuck it. I'll wrap it up real quick. Thank y'all for coming again. Coming and tuning in to another episode of the Cheap Seat Podcast. Thank y'all, man. We appreciate it. Always like, follow, subscribe. Y'all already know. Hit us up on Twitter. Follow our socials, man. Thank y'all. Thank y'all, boy. Y'all two boys coming out tonight. It's gonna be a hell of a game tonight, man. Y'all enjoy yourselves. Be with y'all fam. Eat good. Laugh good. Per usual, man. Thank y'all for coming out, man. See y'all next time.
Peace.